What's up, guys? Travis here again. I decided I'm going to do a second video. Like I said, it's getting pretty addicting. I just uploaded my Hip Hop Classics Volume 1 vid, so it's on YouTube. Take a look at it. Now I'm also also being a hip hop fan, I'm also a pretty big film buff. I own about 600 plus movies, and I just picked a few out that I think people would like, in some movies I don't think a lot of people have seen. I'm not gonna show you, the cliche generic movies. Yes, I own The Hangover. Yes, I own Avatar. Yes, I own most of the Marvel comic movies, but people don't want to see that. It's boring. So I just picked a few obscure movies I own that I'm pretty proud of. I'm gonna start off with some action dramas. I got picked out three pretty good ones. First off, just bought this, The Road Warrior, aka Mad Max 2. This is the film franchise that launched Mel Gibson's film career. This is before he became a drunken racist psycho. So yeah, and this is definitely the best out of the three. Mad Max 1 and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is also pretty good. So yeah, check this out. Another movie I just recently bought, The Warriors Ultimate Director's Cut. Very proud of this purchase. This movie is a classic. Not a lot of people have seen this, especially a lot of people I talk to, and it's very surprising because most of them know some of the quotes from songs, some hip-hop songs. They sample this movie. But take a look at this. The Warriors. Can you dig it? Another movie not a lot of people have seen. One of my favorite boxing movies, aside from the Rocky ones, of course. Early Cuba Gooding Jr. movie. I believe this is the movie he made right after Boys in the Hood. Gladiator. It's about two young guys that apparently they're put into a fight by they're put into a fight by a corrupt boxing promoter. And it's just a really good action drama. Very underrated in my opinion. Not a lot of people have seen this, but if you get a chance, please check it out. I believe it's on Netflix streaming at the moment, so if you have Netflix, give this one a shot. Now I'm going to get into some comedies I really like. Let's see. First off, I'm going to start with my favorite Paul Newman film. I'm a very big Paul Newman fan. Let's drop that. Slapshot. My opinion, the best hockey movie ever made. This movie is just a classic. The Hanson Brothers. How can you not love the Hanson Brothers? If you have not seen this, I suggest you do, as it says right here. One of the top 10 sports movies ever. And I truly agree. This is a very good film. Another film I just recently bought, and it's a very underrated classic not a lot of people have seen. Brought to you by Roger Corman's Cult Classics, Rock and Roll High School, starring the Ramones and the lovely PJ Souls. This is a very fun comedy. I mean, this movie was late 70s, early 80s feel to it. Give this one a shot too if you ever get a chance. Very good movie. Rock and Roll High School. Alright, once again, very big Andrew Dice Clay fan. Grew up on his comedy. So in that, one of my favorite movies of his, The Adventures of Ford fucking Fairlane. If you are a Dice Clay fan, this is a must own. This movie is funny as shit. And has a good action movie too. It has a plot, and so it's not just Dice Clay dropping one-liners for an hour and a half. This is a pretty decent film. Good cast. Wayne Newton, Priscilla Presley, Morris Day, Ed O'Neill, aka Al Bundy, Robert Englund, aka Freddy Krueger. And yeah, give this one a shot as well. It's a very good film. Now, as I said, if I love Dice Clay, that means I love New York, New Jersey humor. Here's another one I truly suggest. Artie Lange's Beer League. Big Artie Lange fan. Just classic New Jersey low life comedy. Awesome, love it. Has Ralph Macchio's in it, aka the Karate Kid. Who else is in it? Seymour Castle. He's been in a few films. And yeah, I would definitely give this one a shot. Artie Lange's Beer League, especially if you love New York, New Jersey humor. Here's another one. Howard Stern is actually a big influence on me. I've listened to him for my whole life, so that means I own his movie Proud Parts. I'm not going to go too much into it. I'm sure most of y'all have seen it, but this is a really good comedy. Very good, telling the story of how he came to be. So I suggest this one as well. And my absolute favorite comedy in elementary school, Weekend at Bernie's. This movie's just funny. I just can't, Andrew McCarthy, Jonathan Silverman, Terry Kaiser playing Bernie is probably one great comedic performance. Playing a dead guy, I don't think that's real easy to do, so I suggest Weekend at Bernie's. And I'm also one of the few that actually enjoyed the sequel. Weekend at Bernie's 2 is actually pretty good in my opinion, but this one takes the cake. Classic comedy. Now I'm going to get into some horror films. I'm a very big horror fan. It's probably my favorite genre, especially like 80s cheesy horror movies. I love 80s horror. I'm going to start off with a movie they just remade, unfortunately. John Carpenter's The Thing. The original Thing with Kurt Russell. This is definitely top 5 greatest horror movies of all time in my opinion. The atmosphere, the acting, the story, everything is perfect. This is a perfect horror movie. So John Carpenter's The Thing, not the new one. The Thing, the one that was released in the 80s with Kurt Russell. Watch this. It will change your life. Alright, let's see. Alright, I'm a very big fan also of director Fred Dekker. He doesn't get the props he deserves. And in my opinion, he released 2 horror comedy classics in the 80s. First up, The Monster Squad. This one's PG-13, so this is light horror. This is more towards the kids, but just a classic 80s film. It just reminds, just like the Goonies, Stand By Me. It's just like that, but with Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman. It's like the Goonies. It's the Goonies with horror elements in it. The Monster Squad. Who knew the Wolfman had nards? Another Fred Dekker comedy. Horror comedy classic. Night of the Creeps. The director's cut. I just bought this on Blu-ray. Very satisfied with this purchase. I remember, I always forgot this movie existed. I used to watch this movie. It used to come on late night HBO when I was a kid, and I always loved it. Every time it was on, I watched it. So I finally own it. Night of the Creeps. Yeah. What's his name? Tom Atkins is awesome in it, and he has that awesome one-liner. Thrill me. Yep. Night of the Creeps. Definitely watch this. This next one, pretty self-explanatory. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Yeah, I mean, how can you not hate this movie? Excuse me, how can you not love this movie? This movie's finally getting the recognition it deserves, and apparently the Chiodo brothers are making a sequel finally, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Watch this. And last but not least, I'm a pretty big Troma movie fan, big fan of Lloyd Kaufman. So I've included 2 Troma flicks. And just for the starters, no, I do not own the Toxic Avenger movies yet. I'm gonna see if they put those out on Blu-ray, then I will own it. But until then, so first off, I got the first class of Nuke 'Em High. In my opinion, the only good class of Nuke 'Em High. The other two kind of sucked, but this one's pretty good. This one's great. This is a classic. You definitely gotta have a certain sense of humor to get into trauma flicks. They're really weird. They're not for everybody, but if you can just take your brain out of your head, put it on the desk next to you and watch trauma movies, you will enjoy it. So Class of Nuke 'Em High, highly recommend. And then I also have Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. Their last, I think this was the last one Lloyd Kaufman did. It was a few years ago. I think it was 2005. This is it's just weird, but I loved it. Very gory. I'm a big fan of gory movies, so yeah, Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead. I highly recommend this. And last but not least, it was announced a few days ago that they're finally putting No Holds Barred on DVD and Blu-ray. Very excited about that. That was one of my favorite movies growing up. I was a huge pro wrestling fan as a kid, and wrestling kind of sucks these days. Brock Lesnar coming back last night was pretty cool. F5ing Cena. So I'm gonna give wrestling another shot. So yeah, those are some movies. I will be making more videos like this. Like I said, I'm not doing just MMA related videos. I'm gonna do a bunch. So until next time, peace.